Hey boys, welcome back to some more Gold Coast Titans 2020 career, and we're coming off three straight losses, and look at that, we're taking on the Raiders who are in second spot. We're in 13th on the ladder, so a fairly realistic ladder at the minute. I didn't see all the other teams, but Raiders coming second, Titans coming 13th, although we we get to play at our home at Seabus Stadium here. But yeah, this Raiders outfit is going to be very, very tough to beat. Not an easy team to come up against. But I actually think the Titans have done pretty well against the Raiders in recent years. Obviously, things have changed pretty dramatically for the Raiders. Like last couple of seasons, they've definitely been, one of the best teams in the comp. But for a long time there, the Raiders were pretty weak, honestly, and the Titans had the wood over them for sure. But yeah, it's probably starting to flip around now. The wins to the Raiders versus the Titans, but they can't worry about what's being done and what can be done. Is a good early kick here. We had the fullback up in the line, clocks that, and try to go for a 40-20, but still a good kick regardless. Going to be pinned inside their own danger zone, which is, controlling the game like that is the key. As a nice run there, Jared Wallace started the game strongly. He is a player for the Titans that needs to do more for their team. He's a Queensland rep player, and he just I think he does put in, but I think he could definitely be better, and the Titans need him. As right here, Clockstad was almost away. Thankfully, AJ Brimson was able to catch him. Otherwise, that could have been a disastrous start. As Philip Sammy had a bit of a shocker last game. He's been excellent for us all year, but yeah, last game wasn't one of his finest matches. So good to see him with early ball in hand and spreading it right here. Beautiful play onto Brian Kelly, palming off his center opponent. And Kelly, he's an absolute dynamo. He's I still think he's an excellent signing from the Seagulls, as he just palms off. Actually, he palmed off Jack One there, covering across. But he's been criticised for his defense last year for sure. And he did, I think if you look at the stats, he did miss like a lot of tackles, but there were games where he was very strong defensively. I think a player like him, as a fantastic little inside play there, but a player like, especially his center, sometimes the missed tackles are a little bit, they're not perfectly sort of correlated to their defense, because especially a team like the Titans, the halves probably a bit weak defensively. The back row is very weak defensively in Cartwright and Kevin Proctor. So as a center, what the hell has happened here? Ryan James literally took that out of our hand as we kicked it, and then almost produced something out of nothing. But it puts a lot of pressure on the outside men in the halves and in the centers when they're forwards on the edges are not defending well. So I think Kelly's actually a decent one-on-one defender, but I think a lot of his missed tackles were just, the reads. Is great run here. Corey Horsburgh getting through the gap, gets on to Elliot Whitehead, but defensively maybe not the best, but geez, his attack, he is an absolute nightmare for the defense. I mean, if Kelly can get back to sort of the form he showed at the Seagulls in his sort of debut year, I think he can be a star for the Gold Coast, and that's what I want to see, because he is a fantastic player. He's got heaps of potential. As that will take us to halftime, 6-0, and yeah, good completions, good control over the game with our halves. So not too much to really take away from that half. We've just played a good solid game, and we need to capitalize on our early advantage, because we've had teams in the last 3 weeks probably in a position like this, and we've just let it slip. So we really need to put the foot on the throat here and try to make a meal of this game. Is unfortunately right there, I didn't mean to pass it with Anthony Don. It was one of those times where I was sort of mashing the offload, and then it's sort of like pass queued the pass, even though the pass queuing is not enabled on the game. You can enable it, but it just seems to happen sometimes. It's very strange because it's an option. But, you know, it is what it is. But, again, strong defensively. We're repelling the Raiders. They really haven't had a sniff in this game at our try line, and that's ideal, as Brimson has been very electric this match. Unfortunately, he picks up an ankle sprain. That's not what we need, dude. 54 minutes into the game, we're going to have to do a little bit of reshuffling around here. That is not good. We got a few options. We'll probably... Thankfully, we do have, I think, Tyrone Peachy's on the bench, so he can probably slot into probably center or maybe even wing. Put Philip Semi at fullback, or even Peachy go to fullback. We got a few options there, but yeah, a bit disappointing. I actually think I put Brian Kelly to fullback. I'm trying to get Brimson off here. He's mucking around with the interchange, dude. He was on the field for a bit longer than needed to, but right here, Copley gets the pass away. Philip Semi did some great work to keep it in the field of play. But we're still, you know, lock and load here. We got another set of 6. I don't really know how we got the repeat, but a beautiful little interchange of passing between the forwards and Jai Arrow. Always a hard worker, always a big performer. I've actually got him on the bench. Not for any real reason. I just sort of forgot to put him... I remembered to put him back into the team, but I forgot to switch him with Peachy for the lock spot, so that's the only reason. But honestly, I didn't actually mind it this game because we had Peachy out the front, but then Jai Arrow came on, you know, 30 minutes into the game and played basically the rest unchanged. So I don't mind that. I thought it worked pretty well, because you know, the Titans, they are a team that can fade late, and you want their best players on the field at the end of the big games. It's righty guard, righty. He had some shockers last game, but this one, the offload was on, dude. It probably did sneak forward, but I mean, Jared Wallace was through the gap there, so you know, Cartwright. I don't particularly like Cartwright at all, but he can produce some magic. Mainly just crap, but he can do some good stuff, and unfortunately right there it did get pinged for forward, and now Clockstad is going to go over, so a little bit of nerves creeping in, a little bit of panic maybe in the sheds here, because we've self-imploded a few times in this career mode as Jared Croker does convert to make it a 6-point ball game once again. But yeah, in that situation, you know, the game situation probably shouldn't have done it, as Anthony Don manhandles Nick Kotrick, and that should be the ball game. What a defensive effort there from Anthony Don. Just monstered the young up and coming star right there. So, you know, great stuff. But, you know, Cartwright probably shouldn't have thrown it, but you know, it was on as Philip Semi down the sideline. How was he not scored? Got the offload to Copley. I don't know how we didn't score right there, but it was beautiful play regardless. So first tackle, we'd love to just get another try, make this a good solid victory for us. We spread out to Tyrone Roberts here, looking to link up there. The pass goes astray and it's gone in the hands of I was going to call him Papali, but Papali thankfully didn't go into the hands of like a Kotrick or Chance or Clockstad, because they could have run away and scored, but we do get the win. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.